Hey there, hope you're having an awesome day. Have you ever struggled when you wanted to sketch something architectural? You look at a building or a part of a building and it seems overwhelming and complicated. You don't know where to start sketching it. So I'm going to start a new segment called 7-Minute Sketches, where I'm going to use reference photographs that I've taken or references maybe that you've sent to me. And I'll go through a process of how I would break it down and sketch that scene or that building or that part of a building in my loose, quick style. So welcome to the first installment. This is going to be a lot of fun. Today, our first picture that we're going to use as a reference was provided by Chip. Chip is awesome. I had recently spent some time with him down at Princeton University, where we walked around the campus and were just exploring the cool architecture there. Especially the doorways and archways, just really, really incredible. So Chip sent this photograph in, and he was asking me, or kind of sensed a little frustration about, how do I start this? Where do I start sketching something like this? It has so many different lines on it. So we're going to take this photograph. Again, it's from Princeton. It's on Archway in Princeton University. And I'm going to break it down in 7 minutes-ish, and we'll see what we do with it. All right, guys, so let's start the timer and look at the photograph, and we'll go through it. So when I'm looking at this to sketch, the first thing I notice is the archway. We have a couple of them. We have the one in the front and one in the background. So basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to start with that main archway or opening that's in front, and it's going to sketch kind of the shape of it. And just as a footnote, I am not going for perfection. I am not trying to duplicate the photograph. I just want to capture the essence in my style and what I'm feeling, okay? So we got the archway here. Boom. There we go. Boom. Just kind of a quick archway happening there. And also what I'd like to do is sketch the archway that's in the background. And I'm looking at where the archway is in reference to the front one. And it's kind of, it's somewhere, it's definitely smaller. It's kind of happening back in here somewhere. Is my arch perfectly shaped? No. Is it the right proportion? No, it doesn't match the photograph. And that's okay, because I'm just going to create a loose, wonky style of it. We kind of have the two arches happening. The next thing I'm seeing are actually the stairs. So we're going to kind of do the stairs here, coming down. I can pull this down more if I need this archway to be a little longer. And we have, it's a perspective, right? So we have some perspective lines kind of coming back. You can see the flat roof, and we have the edges here. We have a beam, one, a couple, we have some wood beams happening across here. And what else I'm looking? I'm looking at this side of the stair. We have kind of an angle coming down. We have another angle coming down here. And again, I'm not trying to capture this exactly, and that frees up my mind and my creative mindset, because it frees me. It allows me to say, hey, we're not trying to replicate what we're seeing exactly. So I got that arch, one in the background. I got some stairs happening. And then we have a bunch of lines, a bunch of other arches in front of this main one, right? He's kind of it gives a sense of depth, right, that this is recessed in. So we're going to just kind of sketch some of those. I'm not even going to count how many of these arches are happening. And I just want to sketch enough to get the idea that there's some depth happening here. These lines don't continue all the way down. If you notice, these kind of stop at a point. This one might be a little longer, a little shorter. This one's a little longer, a little shorter there. So we have that there to create the sense of depth. And we do have some stonework. I do want to just kind of give a suggestion to the edge of these it's called coining, or these stonework here around the edge, so let's just sketch some of that. Got some of the coins, and then it's going back at a perspective. So we have a corner here, and then these come back at an angle, and the angle again is the perspective, the depth going back towards the archway in the back. If you notice, actually there's even another archway way in the background, just so really small back in here. So these lines I sketched at the angle are kind of coming back and pointing at our focal point in the background, which I'm going to say is back in here somewhere. So that's how I get the angles of those lines. Boom, 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 boom. Kind of imagine them just coming back. Are they perfect? This one's off a little, that's okay. That's why I like wonky sketches, because I go over the lines and change them. Done. I just changed those lines. And I like the look. I like these sketchy drawings and all the lines because it helps. It shows how I was thinking, how I was constructing this. We could do the same thing on the other side. We have about just over 2 minutes left. I'm going to leave that kind of blank for now. It's the same idea. What I do want to capture here is a couple of other things before the time is up. In our ceiling, we have timbers. We have the horizontal pieces here. We also have other ones that are kind of, they're going back. We have here, we have here as well. And again, similar to the angle of these lines, I'm taking these timbers and I'm angling them back towards our focal point. Is it this right amount that's there in a sketch? I don't know, I didn't count. And again, I'm not going for technical accuracy, and I'm going just for a feeling. So we have that. One of the other things I'd like to show are we have the kind of the keyway stones here at the top of the arch. Is a photograph. All right, so we're gonna usually at the top, I don't see on the top of this in the photograph, but usually there's a keystone here, very top of arches, and then I see we have some other stones kind of happening in here. Again, I am not counting these stones. I don't know how many there are or are not. I'm just looking to get the idea that we do have these stones at the top of the arch. And then they kind of come out like this maybe. But something kind of happening here. Again, I don't know what the keystone is at the top, so I'm just kind of making that up. So there we have that. So we have about 20 seconds left. And what you can do, so that's the overall form. You know, the stairs can definitely be cleaned up. And in a quick, loose drawing like this, what I like to do for the stairs is just show some vertical hatch lines here, just to indicate that these are kind of going up. Stepping up here. So we got some vertical lines, and time is up on that. So again, this is just a quick 7-minute sketch looking at a photograph, how I would break it down in my brain. If I was to come back and continue working on this, I would definitely add some hatching lines to create some shadows and some depth on this, and probably, you know, I would maybe finish this side, or maybe I would even leave this side unfinished. I like to leave parts of my sketches kind of loose and open, a lot of white space, which is cool because I feel like when people look at this, they can fill it in with their own imagination. And I might also sketch, and there's some cool light fixtures in here, so maybe I would kind of sketch a light in here, something like this. Got some scroll work happening like this. We got kind of a light there, and there's one way back here you can sketch as well. Again, it's further away, so it would be small. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching this 7-minute sketch segment. Try saying that 3 times fast. And again, I'm Jason with The Inspired Life, and I just love to show how to create loose style architectural sketches. Take care until next time. Have an awesome, awesome day. See you soon.